Okay, everybody, you know what this is. We got ourselves a new video sponsored by Tokyotreat. So what does that mean? Well, that means we get to talk to you about the beautiful treats Tokyotreat has sent me. And if any of this stuff looks interesting to you, you really want to feel like you are bringing that taste of Japan to your own home, maybe you want to get something for a loved one, use code MAN and click the link down below, this way, I guess, in the video. So that way you can also grab yourself a nice, beautiful Valentine's themed snack box. Like I said, great for a loved one to show them you really care about them over the holiday season. We have White Day in Japan. Why White Day? What's White Day? I like to think of it, you know, as like the boys getting to return the favor of Valentine's Day. We also have a lot of sweet fruit juices, some spicy chili tomato. That's kind of more of a surprising one. A lot of strawberry and chocolate flavored things here. We also got some peanuts. I like peanuts. Wow, we got some great anime. I know a lot of people are a big fan of these too. I have never heard of Rainbow Days. Should I check it out? Let me know. Some Pokemon. This is what I'm the most excited to check out. The strawberry shortcake. My wife hates strawberries. You know what that means? It means your boy gonna be eating good tonight. So, let's see what we have with Tokyotreat. Tokyotreat tends to have some of the snacks that you might find at like a convenience store or just, you know, kind of any store throughout Japan, really. They seem like, or at least what I would imagine that you would find in Japan. I've never actually been myself because it was canceled due to COVID. So sad. But yeah. These seem like just kind of crunchy, typically sweet foods. Often they've got some chocolates, some potato chips, that kind of a thing. Maybe you're, reading one of those junk food mangas that you just love, but it's not that great for you. You could have one of these. I think these are probably a little bit healthier than the English stuff though that we get in America. Probably even UK and England as well. But yeah, it usually comes with a little drink too, fruits mixed juice. We also have ramen. It almost always comes with a ramen, or I think it has every time. Some tomato chips. This looks pretty good. This is, I think, the spicy tomato chili ones. And are these little donuts? They look like little donuts. Very cool. Okay, up next we have ourselves the wonderful, beautiful Sakuraco. They always come in these nice holographic kind of boxes like this. It's a Japanese artisan snack box where you can get snacks from local Japanese places and understand and taste the traditional flavors of Japan. They almost always come, they do always come. Why am I saying almost so much today? They always come with a little note from the founder of Sakuraco. They're typically very well written and very heartfelt. We also have another one of these little books in here. We got the red Thread of Fate. We've got some little nice mats. We can see here that, we get a little plate. Wait, what? Wait, do I get all these things? That would be crazy. There's no way you get all those things. We get to find out a little bit more about this month's theme. It looks like it's the Uzumo Taisha Shrine and Ikuta and the Hakone Shrine. Pretty much just Japanese shrines of love. And in Japan, these shrines are scattered all across its lush landscape, so we do get a bit of a diverse taste this time around, as you can see on the map here, which is extra cool. We also, I really think that would be wild if I got two things. I think I only got the plate. We have a nice little crackers, some chips, that red line. I like how these are all drawn out. They look very cool. Oh, and you can see, if you haven't seen this movie yet, it's probably worth watching. It's called Your Name. They have that red line in it as well. You can see the farmers kind of working at it. Farmers, food suppliers. I don't know how you would say that. Some chocolate in here, looks like. Gum. Oh, I love their gummies. They're so good. It's a sweet tradition in Japan, Valentine's Day. It was introduced in the 1950s. Who would have thought? And of course, feel free to join their photo contest. There was a cat there. I love cat. You gotta win. So we can see here that they got this tea, 2 bags. Me and my wife always love getting food for these boxes because there's typically enough for the 2 of us. And since it is Valentine's Day, that is extra good because when you buy this gift for your loved one, you actually buy it for you too, because you can share it. They're never gonna eat all this stuff on their own. Ooh, some mochi. Oh, this looks great. It's like some sort of a bun with a cinnamon chocolate in it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. More of these. But yeah, typically you get 2 of everything, or an abundance of stuff that you can share. But you sometimes only get 1 of stuff, which can be kind of frustrating because typically the thing that you get 1 of is the best part, so you have to split it down the middle. It's like, oh man, what a bummer. But yeah, this all looks pretty good. Look at that. A lot of this stuff I don't even know what it is, but this one I do. Wild grape gummy. Last time they had the lemonade one, because it was kind of odd. It was December and in the new year, so January, right? But it was like so good. I was like, this should be in the summer one. This is delicious. But yeah, I love the lemon, so I can only imagine that the grape is going to be even better. And I don't know what these little like tan ones are, but that's cool. We also have our nice plates. Ta-da! Look at that. That looks great. Very cool. Very cool. Excited to try some tea. So Tokyotreat, if you're new here, is a monthly Japanese snack subscription box where you'll get up to 20 exclusive limited edition and seasonal flavored Japanese snacks that are only available in Japan for a limited time. Whereas Sakuraco is a monthly authentic Japanese snack subscription box as well that supports local Japanese snack makers, each box coming with 20 traditional, authentic, and artisanal Japanese snacks, including Japanese teas and a special Japanese tableware every month. This month's theme for Tokyotreat is Be My Valentine. I know, it's shocking. Love is in the air this Valentine's Day, so they packed their favorite treats into the Be My Valentine box to celebrate and show appreciation. Indulge in these delicious snacks filled with love. This month's box is filled with favorite treats to celebrate Valentine's Day with strawberry shortcake, Kit Kats, Pokemon candy hearts, Pirikara, I can't say that, spicy ramen, and many more. Sakuraco's theme is the Valentine's Indulgence. Wow, a lot of Valentine's Day, huh? Valentine's in Japan is not just about sweets, as you might, not understand in America, where it is largely about sweets, but it is also a celebration of shared connections, blending traditional and contemporary delights in a beautiful tale of love and unity. Indulge in the flavor through peach dorayaki, chocolate Danish, mini heart ariar, all paired very well with the cocoa sencha tea. This month's tableware item is a kikoko plate or a firefly plate. Oh, so you could have gotten either one. I really like this tea this time. Tasted delicious. So thank you so much to Tokyotreat for sponsoring today's video. Again, use code MAN to get $5 off of your order and click the link down below. Back to the video. Welcome to Man Manga Boys Manga Unboxing. We have a little bit of a special treat today, and I'll turn on the correct camera. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful. I feel like this light's a little too bright this time. That's the wrong one. Oh well, I guess maybe I'll figure it out in about 2 seconds. Which one's the right one here? There we go. Much better. Perfect. I've done it. I'm a magical magician with the lights. Okay, let's open up some boxes again from Right Stuff. And by Right Stuff, I mean their warehouse and Crunchyroll's staff. Have been getting pretty good luck with my packaging. I know I said that last time, so I'm going to keep saying it until it's not true, I suppose. I am super behind on my boxes. I mentioned this again last time as well. I got a bunch of them at once, and I haven't had the chance to open them all. Wow. Okay. Whoa. We have some pre-orders in here, to say the least, and they're dusty because they were waiting to come to me, I guess. That is kind of nuts how dusty this is. So that's pretty funny. Let me grab another box and we'll break that one open too. Holy shit. This one's forbidden. Can't tell you where this one's from. Make your own decisions about where it's from. if you're interested, nice. If you're interested in getting manga like this, give me a comment message me on Instagram, and or give me an email. Don't leave a comment asking me where I got it from, because you know what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to say, send me an email or message me on Instagram. This stuff would go great with some Tokyotreat, don't you think? Maybe even... Yeah, stop. Now, I know what you're thinking. I ain't never heard of this. This Malarkey Man manga boy. Oh, what are you doing to me? What are you doing taking out these odd, uninteresting volumes that I've never seen of before? What is this series? You crazy old man. Well, let me break it all down for you. We'll talk about it in a second, and we'll see how crazy this old man manga boy truly is. See if he can teach you young pups some new tricks. Alright, I'll be right back in a few minutes. Okay, we're back. We got the goods. Let me scooch in a little closer to you. Okay, we're great. We're golden. Let's talk about some manga we are beholden. We got Undead Unluck, Volume 13. Great series. At around Volume 11 or 12, it starts to get all dark. It is for story reasons. Daikatana, Goblin Slayer Volume 5. A spin-off of Goblin Slayer. It's not the best spin-off. In fact, it's the worst spin-off. Mao, Volume 14 by Rumiko Takahashi. Soul Eater, the Perfect Edition, aka the sequel to Fire Force. Read that series recently, finished it up. Fantastic series. Check out Fire Force if you have not read it. We have Higurashi When They Cry Go. Gao. I don't know how you're supposed to say this. Volume 2. Definitely covered in dust as well. Awesome. I love when my manga's covered in dust, especially when it's black like this. Excellent stuff. Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible Volume 10. Really not a huge fan of this series. Glad to have it. Showa Shoten Volume 2. Right Stuff didn't send this to me. I thought I lost it, but in fact I just never sent it, and now I have nobody to complain to. Twins Dark Exorcist Volume 29. This series continues on. It is pretty crazy. We are getting to the end of it, though. I feel like I say that a lot about a lot of series these days. We have Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon 2 Volume 4. Probably not getting to the end of this series. We also have Suppose a Kid from the Last Dungeon Boonies moved to a starter town Volume 10. This is one fat boy. The series is covered in text. If you go on to talk about value for your books, that's probably right on up there. My Isekai Life, Volume 9. Fun little isekai series. Definitely recommend checking it out. It used to rise up in the Japanese top selling list for digital manga. Don't know if it still does. Laid Back Camp Volume 14 by Afro. Just a fun, slice of life, relaxing read. Magia Record Puella Magica Madoka Magica Side Story Volume 6. Haven't read it yet, but those series always go out of stock, so grab it before they are even released. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Volume 10. Case Study Vanitas Volume 10. That's not what I'm talking about. That's by the same author as Pandora Hearts. Wasn't a big fan of half the series, but man, that second half is good. Don't know that I could recommend it. Hopefully Case Study's better. This is why I said, oh, fuck, because it says Volume 6, Final. I was really hoping the manga to continue adapting the light novel. Doesn't look like we're going to get that. That sucks. It looks like it's just going to end where the anime ended, and I heard that there is, like, more to the story. So I'm kind of bummed out. Blue Box, Volume 7. Been really enjoying this series about Batman. It's really not it's kind of a sports manga, kind of a slice of life. Hard to kind of quantify it, really. We have Blue Exorcist, Volume 28. Amazing series. It only comes out about like once a year. Definitely recommend checking out this series. Very violent. It gets super good after this like poison arc, okay? Wand Dance, Volume 7. Very great art style, amazing story so far. I really can't wait to see it animated. The Boxer, Volume 4. Have been really enjoying this series. A lot of good action, a lot of good drama. Probably the best boxing manga or story you'll get until Hajime Ippo's out. Wave, Listen to Me, Ha, As If That String Bean Could Really Handle a True Woman Like Me, Volume 10. This is by the same author as Blade of the Immortal. I really feel like there is a drastic difference in series tones here. Wisteria, Wand and Sword, volume number 6 here, from the same creator as Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon? How many series could one manga author write at a time? This is kind of getting insane. Rent a Girlfriend, volume 21. How long can one series go? Which is apparently not even that great. The anime is created by the same people who made Real Life and Fruits Basket. I really am more interested to figure out how the series goes wrong, because apparently it is catastrophic, and that is humorous to me. We also have Boichi the Rock, volume 1. I don't know if the manga is based on the anime or if the anime is based on the manga, but I'm excited to read it either way. We have a few, Ragnar Crimson 11, great series. Heard the anime is getting kind of mixed results. Definitely check out the anime though, it is brutal. We have a few little guest appearances here. Okay, we got The Comic by Kazuki Takahashi, only a 1-volume series by the same author who created Yu-Gi-Oh! He made this entire series on the iPad from 2017. I think that's really cool. We also have Hard Boiled Cop and Dolphin by Ruhei Tamura, the creator of Beelzebub. If you're not a fan of his, it's because you haven't read Beelzebub yet. You should probably get on that. It is a great series. Let's just read the back real quick so you get an idea. That's kind of wordy. So, Boyle Samajima is a tough-as-nail cop with a love for hard-boiled action. Sign me up. He is so hard-boiled that his inner monologue boxes have blood splatters on them. But after he punches a suspect in the middle of a hostage situation, he is shipped off to a remote island on Onigashima near Okinawa. Soon after he arrives, he learns that the island is anything but peaceful. The precinct is in the middle of an investigation involving the mass disappearance of a cult that worshipped a little girl who is said to have been raised by a dolphin. What the fuck? And that little girl is actually in their custody. But when Samajima arrives for his first day of work, he's faced with the shock of his life. His new partner is the father of that little girl, and he is really a dolphin. It's okay though. The dolphin can walk on land, has 2 hands, and can talk. Wow, what a nice little resolution there. I am very excited to read this series. It sounds so silly. I can't wait to get into it. It is very short, only a 5-volume series. Ryuhei wrote in the first volume. He was very sad because he was hoping he could go to Okinawa for research on this manga series, and then COVID shut it down and he was unable to go. He says he quits at life. He is unlucky. You are so true. So correct on that. We have another series here, Hinomaru Sumo Volume 1 and 2. This author, Kamada, has a similar series coming out, or well, not a similar series. He has another series coming out right now through Shonen Jump, where it's a martial arts series. This one focuses on sumo. Apparently this one is a prequel to that manga, or at least somehow related to it. One of the reasons that really pushed me to get this printed. Let's give this a read. The Odachi High School Sumo Club may be one of the weakest in town, but young Hinomaru decides to join it anyway. It must be said that neither his size nor his size make him a future. It's probably his weight and his height make him a future sumo player. However, this newcomer could well prove to be much stronger than expected. Will he succeed in reaching the supreme rank of Yokozuna? Discover the journey of this extraordinary high school student in the inflamed world of sumo. Then, the Odachi High School faces off against a formidable foe, the Ishigami High School, in the final phase of the team tournament, counting the qualifications of the big national championship. Worse, the first 2 wrestlers to compete are none other than Hinomaru and Sada, the 2 national treasures. Will Hinomaru's hard training pay off against him? Former college Yokozuna standing in front of him. I'm pretty excited to give this a read through. I'm going to just go through the covers in a second, but I'm going to show you a few pages here before I get the other covers out. So you can kind of get an idea of the action. To me, I was getting like kind of like I Shield 21 vibes. We have this like young go-getter kind of getting a team together. He's very hot-headed, and he's trying to make one of the best teams. You can also kind of make a comparison to Hinata from Haiku, but really I was thinking more of I Shield 21, not only because it's more of a violent sport, but also because the main character does seem more of a badass. The only difference is Cena is quite a bit more shy and of an underdog. This guy does not seem like an underdog at all, but he kind of does because of his size. So yeah, this is apparently a super good, well, not super good, but a pretty good series. It did last for almost 30 volumes, so I mean that's pretty significant. It got 28 volumes through Shonen Jump, and that's not an easy feat to do for Weekly Jump. One of the more tough series to kind of survive in. These are all 2-in-1s, as you can see here. A few of the covers I combined, so that way I have the front and the back kind of stretched, or not stretched, but like mirrored from the original series, and I put a 5 and 6 on it. Yeah, that's right. I printed these. I designed these covers. 7 and 8 here. Again, you can kind of see how it fills over the whole thing. What's the word for it again? I can't remember. It wraps around, I suppose. 9 and 10. Looks great. 11, 12. These, I think, turned out fantastically. I really can't complain about the quality of these covers or the pages. Honestly, I feel like this is one of the better prints that I have gotten through this company that should not be named. You can see how that one kind of splits over pretty nicely. This one I combined 2 covers actually into one. These were originally 2 separate pictures. I put them together. They were supposed to make 2 volume covers, and you would like kind of hold them like this, and they would connect vertically. Instead, I made it a horizontal cover. I think it looks cooler that way. It was suggested that I do that, and I was like, you know what, that is a damn good idea. So I did it. Once you hit 1920, I believe we hit a time skip, so the numbering kind of changes here. You can see that the 20 gets this black lettering instead of the red one, and our main character looks a little bit more adult. So yeah, obviously that makes sense that there is a reason for that. I also have the backs now. I believe these were originally the fronts of the other volume, but I like them so much that I kind of started to kind of carry them over. Kind of just like that duality of the flame and then the lightning god here. Looks very cool. 25, 26. Very neat stuff. And the last volume, 2728, right there. Final volume, it says on the top right, but the barcode kind of blocks it off. Good move, me. Let's move all that to the side. I don't think I showed you anything from the comic. So the comic, Ryota Sakamaki is a struggling artist who is finally trying to get his big break when his manga series is serialized. Sakamaki's life is thrown into turmoil, however, when he learns that his backgrounds are drawn by an inmate charged with the infamous Halloween murderer. Oh man, don't you hate when that happens? But is his assistant truly guilty of this heinous crime? So you can see that the artwork here is very comic-y, kind of fitting of the title. Big fan of this whole concept. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. It's just a one-and-done volume. Never really released physically in English, but it did get a digital release, so that is what this is based off of. Again, this was, kind of brought over from the Japanese back, and then the front is just from the Shonen Jump website. Again, this series over in 5 volumes. Just show you a little bit of the artwork here. Pretty quick. You can see here that the cop is very serious, but not quite as hard-boiled as our main character here. Punches a man in the face. You're fired. Damn, we've been there, haven't we, folks? Probably not. I hope not. Anyways, you might be in jail. Maybe you're writing the next manga series for the author of the comic, if that's the case. But yeah, so definitely recommend checking out the comic and buying that one digitally through Shonen Jump, or at least paying through the subscription and giving it a read through that. To help kind of respect the author, Kazuki Takahashi. I would definitely recommend not just pirating that one, reading it online or something like that illegally, I would probably want to go through the official channels in general, but especially through that series, I would recommend that more so than the others. You know, I was like, if you really just got to get one, it should be that one, just because to pay respects, you know. Anyways, Blue Box Volume 7, just a few pages here. Like I was saying, this series has kind of let a few people down because it's not really so much of a sports manga as it is a social life or a rom-com. I really do like the slice of life aspect to it and the sports aspect to it, but I guess I can agree that the sports aspect really is lacking. Really don't want to showcase too much of this series because it is the final volume. However, it is one of my favorite isekais. It is super funny. If you're like a fan of just like satirical isekai, like the character is ridiculously overpowered, but I don't know, let's say he's ridiculously cautious. What? So he is like really strong, but if he loses 1 HP, he's like, man, I fucked up. I wasn't prepared enough. I really need to level up more. I should be losing fractions of health, not one whole point. And he's got like 10,000 health. That's this guy right here. And it's great. It's a good time. And they tell you that there is a reason for it in this volume. They kind of explain it. Which is really nice. Honestly, they didn't really need to. I get the gimmick. I think that's funny enough. But yeah, that really helped elevate the series, in my opinion. A Case Study of Vanitas, Volume 10. Again, this series is by the same author as Pandora Hearts. Beautiful artwork on the inside. Hopefully the story is a little bit better from the start than Pandora Hearts was. Pandora Hearts got a beautiful collection. I would really not recommend getting it because it does pick up towards like the last third, maybe the last half. But this series hopefully it's a lot better just from the start. It already looks like it is from Volume 10, so that's good. I don't know how long it's going to be. I believe it's still ongoing. Volume 6 of this series here. Again, like I was saying, don't know much about this series. Really just trying to pick them up because they go out of print so darn fast. The artwork doesn't seem like it's anything to write home about. Obviously, this series is known to be pretty messed up, so I'm assuming it is going to be dark and kind of twisted. Laid Back Camp is the opposite of that. No, very relaxed, fun time, beautiful art, good landscapes. Really just the opposite of Madoka Magica spinoffs. You know, these girls go camping, that's their main thing. They look at the beautiful sights, they have good food on the campsites, they text each other about their adventures, that kind of a thing. Just a fun, lighthearted story, really. I suppose a kid from the dungeons moved to a starter town. Wow! So this is like really tightly bound. This series always has a ton of text, and this volume is no different. Really not excited about that. But yeah, I cannot believe how fat this volume is. It is like over a 2-in-1. You know, this series is fun, but it was always a slog to read through. Not because it's super boring, but just like I was saying, because there's so much text, it's so difficult to get through sometimes. But yeah, if you're a big fan of the anime, you know, you can check out the manga, but the manga is again difficult to get through compared to the anime. I think it's about 1 volume an episode in the series, so you can imagine that they must really have a lot of more details than the anime in there. If it's 1 volume an episode. Suppose it's Running Pickle Girls of Dungeon Volume 2. I really need to get in this series because of the fact that there are like 100 spin-offs and then there's a whole sequel. Not sure at all how this relates to the main series. But at least there are attractive women in it. You can guarantee that, I suppose, here. But yeah, you know, that is a... this series came out when we were kind of lacking in those gamer manga and anime series, and it was very interesting. I really like the idea of him leveling up and dungeon crawling, as well as the fact that there were like other gods from mythology in there, like Loki's in it and that kind of a thing. So I thought that was interesting. Of a concept. Festus is in there too, but yeah, you know, so I was interested in that series kind of from that aspect as well. Hopefully it's as good as I'm thinking it is, or was. I watched like the first 2 or 3 seasons of it, and I kind of stopped from there. Not because I thought it was bad, but because there was a big gap between seasons and I just fell off. Soul Eater, this series is gonna, or this volume's gonna come up to like volume 18-ish. So these are like 1.5-in-1s. So that's kind of weird. I don't know why they didn't just go the extra 2-in-1s, but whatever. This gets us pretty far in the series. I think there's like 28, 24 volumes, something like that. So out of 18, I mean, there's only like, what, 6 or so left, you know, a little bit less than 6. So that's cool. We get a few like Color pages in here, not much. The pages are coded, which are really nice. We have some great artwork here. We're going into the Book of Ibon, which is very interesting time for this series. It's kind of when we enter the last bit of the series. And again, like I was saying, it does pick up pretty much right where Fire Force leaves off. So if you're looking for more of that Atsushi Okuboro goodness, that's where you're going to get it from, in my opinion. I would probably get the hardcovers over the soft paperbacks, for nothing else other than the fact that it's a lighter series. It's a lighter book because it is only 1.5 in 1, and it's a hardcover, so it's unlikely to get damaged or really, degenerate like a paperback would, kind of start peeling and things like that. My Isekai Life Volume 9. Again, this series is, holy shit, that's cool. Pretty popular. This book is again wound up pretty tightly. Whatever printing place printed it did a really annoying job, so I'm gonna have to use the grips of life to open this up. Essentially, the main character is a beast tamer. He tames a bunch of slimes. The slimes then digest knowledge, and he got a second class as sage because he found this old cabin abandoned in the woods. He's able to cast these crazy high-level spells, but when he does it, he runs out of mana because, well, he's a fucking beast tamer. He doesn't have that much mana to start with, okay? And so he ends up using a lot of his life to do it, so he has to kind of strategically figure out what's going on in the world, but also when he uses his spells, which are pretty much all high-level, he can't go overboard. Twin Star Exorcist Volume 29. This series, wow, pretty violent. It's very dark. It's pretty twisted. It was a pretty good series that I watched 80 episodes of the anime. It started to turn into filler after a while. So I'm really excited to kind of see where it goes in the anime. In the manga. It looks like it gets way further than I am, and it looks like that there's also a time skip here. So very excited to give that a read through. From the people who are still reading it and enjoying it, I heard nothing but good things. I haven't heard anybody say anything bad about it who's read it, other than the most negative thing I hear is haven't read it. Looks kind of cool, I guess, but that's pretty much most people's opinion of it. So if you're ever on the fence about it, I would say pick it up, give it a few volumes to read through it, and you'll probably enjoy it, especially through the Shonen Jump app. Speaking of Shonen Jump, Shoha Shoten by Takeshi Obata and Akira Nara Asakura. Again, Obata being one of the main artists for Death Note, though the author is not. This series is very similar to Bakuman. The main character is teaming up with somebody else to make him become one of the best comedians in the world. His friend who he's teaming up with used to be a child actor, but he wants to be a comedian as well. And so it is about their adventure, becoming one of the best comedians in the world. I've been having a blast with the series so far. Obviously not too far since I just got Volume 2 in. I did order Volume 2 when it first came out, but it didn't come. Right Stuff never sent it to me, so thanks a lot, Right Stuff, for that. And now you're out of business, or you've sold your business, so I can't really complain about it because Crunchyroll is not doing anything about the Right Stuff orders. If you did not know about that, that is a thing. Crunchyroll and Right Stuff do not really mix with customer support issues. An interesting fact, considering Crunchyroll owns Right Stuff and should therefore own up to Right Stuff's problems, but that's a different problem for a different day. So I thought that I lost this one, and I just couldn't find it. I'm just a big dummy. Went back to one of my old videos to watch it, and I was like, no, it just wasn't in the box that the email said it was in. One of the beautiful things of Right Stuff that they used to say, what you're getting in your box, and then I could go back and say, oh, I didn't get that. Or maybe, oh, I got 2 of those and I ordered 1. That's weird. So really annoying that Crunchyroll does not do that, because now I can't do that. I can't say, oh, wait, did they ship it, or did they forget? Was it an error? And then I look at it, no, they say they ship it, and then I go back to my video, oh no, they never shipped it. I don't see it in that box that they're saying it's in. So yeah, I can't do that anymore, because it's I order it, and they always ship it at random times. I never get an order all in 1 or 2 boxes. They always ship it different times. It's enough of my ranting. Enough of that. Okay. Kubo Won't Let Me Invisible Volume 10. Just ridiculously cute to the point where it's I don't even want to read it anymore. I got this series just because it was Shonen Jump. I kind of thought it was interesting at first. I am so disinterested in the series at this point. I really don't even care to read it. I only honestly buy it at this point because I want to just have every Shonen Jump volume. I would have dropped this series, though, no doubt, except for the fact that I'm a collector. I'm gonna read it through to the end, but I'll probably you'll drag me. I'm gonna go kicking and screaming the entire time. At least it is a quick read because there's not a lot of words in it. It's just a bunch of cutesy poses for the most part. Most people do enjoy that aspect of it. Not me, I guess. Maybe I'm just not a real slice of life or rom-com fan, but yeah, really not a big fan of that series at all. It is just like seriously cutesy for the act of being cutesy, and the story is just so repetitive. It goes nowhere for no reason, and literally just careless about the characters, which is, like, in my opinion, the biggest offense. If you're gonna make it cutesy, fine. Please make the characters interesting. I'm not interested in any of these characters. Higurashi When They Cry Go, Volume 2. So, yeah, this is a murder mystery where each time there's a murder, they restart or something like that. I'm not really sure. I watched a few episodes of the anime. Didn't really get what's going on. People are like, oh yeah, you gotta watch the old series. I'm like, I'm not watching the old series. What? And instead, what did I do? I bought all the old volumes. Wow, smart move, man, manga boy. So this is the sequel to that. I've got to read through the series at some point, but that point is probably not coming up anytime soon. I'm just grabbing the series as they come out because the original was hard to find, and then they reprinted it, so it wasn't as hard to find, but I don't want that to happen to the sequel because I do want to read it at some point. It does seem like a spooky manga. Mal, Volume 14. This series has been getting much better as I read it more and more. We're getting to these more demon fights, which are very interesting. We're finding more out about Mal's past and our main character here, how she's kind of related to him. We're getting more and more hints about that. So yeah, I really enjoy that, the fact that there's way more action to it. You know, Nanoka having more of a relation to the story, which is really good instead of just being this like outside character. So yeah, you know, definitely enjoying this more than I was when I initially started reading it. I'm enjoying this one less than I started enjoying it when I started reading it. So I'm enjoying it. What I was trying to say was I'm enjoying this less than when I started to read it. So Daikatana is a series about the Blade Goddess and her party as they defeated the Demon King, and I guess that's the guy that defeats him. I don't really know. I'm pretty sure that's what happens. This girl joins him. That is the most terrible art in the world. It's out there anyways. A lot of this face just does not make sense to me. The face is really what I'm stuck on. The body, I'm sure, is equally as sinful, okay? Proportion-wise. Like, what is this face? But the face is what's really killing me right now. But yeah, the art inside is really not much better. I wouldn't get this other than the fact that I am very interested to see what happens with the hero's party because I really do like the lore in Goblin Slayer. I think it's a very fun series. Very violent as well. Definitely not for the faint of heart or people who are afraid of violence. Don't like blood and gore. Undead Unlucky Volume 13. Unlucky 13. Ooh, could be bad. So this series did change kind of tone at a point around Volume 11, 12. Once the colors change is kind of when that tone changes. So I'm really happy that color changes for a reason. It's not just an aesthetic thing. A lot of fun. The series is getting an anime, or it's gotten one at this point, and hard to say. Depends when this comes out, I think. But yeah, I started off not liking the series very much, and I really started to warm up to it as the series got on. The first volume was like, okay. Second volume really started to get better. Third volume got good, and then we got to the 4 seasons arcs, and I really enjoy the 4 season arc. I'm going to run out of batteries, so I'm going to switch batteries real quick and be right back. Okay, let's wrap her up. We got Ragnar Crimson, Volume 11. Nice little color pitch at the beginning. Few pages here at the start. Like I was saying, the series is really very violent. Constantly fighting. One of my favorite parts about that series is just how much insane action there is in here. There's always these brutal battles. So yeah, definitely strongly recommend the series if you're a big fan of action or battle manga, battle shonen especially, seinen, great stuff. Volume 1 of Boichi the Rock. This is a super small volume. Know that going in. Looks like it's just a bunch of 4 comas. Know that going in. I did not. I've heard great things about this series from the anime. Hopefully the manga can kind of carry it through. It says, We Are Kisoku Band. Rent a Girlfriend, Volume 21. Can't believe this series is not wrapped. I've heard nothing but trashy things about this series, so who knows? Maybe it's not trashy in the end. That would be a real big twist. But yeah, I don't know much about this series. And I like to get it because I just can't wait to see the drama. I'm sure it's just absolutely terrible. Very excited to find out. This story is not absolutely terrible. It's very good, actually. Wisteria Wanted Sword is about a character who can use magic but really isn't great at it. And he is trying to become one of the best, just like his friend did. And so she's waiting for him to kind of catch up. But he is an expert swordsman, and when he takes off his glasses, he goes absolutely fucking nuts and can just wreck shit with his sword. But magic users are like, really? That's kind of fucked up. We don't like that. Actually, that's a no go. No, sir. And I'm like, this man will fuck you up. But he doesn't. Oh, so wait, listen to me. I've heard this is a great series about kind of a slice of life with a little bit of suspense to it. Great artwork here, clearly, as you can tell. Pretty excited to read through it. It does kind of release somewhat slowly, but it is more of a slice of life than anything else. Pretty cool that it's by the same guy who did Blade of the Immortal, since it's such a big departure from that series. This is a manhwa, the boxer, so you have a lot of art here. Looks great. Really big fan of the action in this series. It is completed as far as I know, so we will not be getting a ton of this series from my understanding. But yeah, so pretty excited to finish the series, I suppose. One Dance, like I was mentioning before, this series has a great style and artwork. You can see the kind of animation this series kind of produces with the art and the dance moves. I really am excited to see this series kind of get animated because of the way that they show it in the manga pages. It's going to be even better in the anime, well, I hope anyways. So especially with music, so fingers crossed for that. And lastly, and certainly not leastly, Blue Exorcist. This series just finished up a pretty wild arc with the Illuminati and the brothers and like a whole bunch of other stuff I don't really want to talk too much about. You can see our beautiful artwork poster here. But yeah, I would say once you get to the Illuminati arc, the series is like peak. It's so good. I do not recommend skipping out here at all. Really an amazing series. It starts off maybe not so great, and it takes a long time to come out for the next volume, but man, is it worth it. Well, that wraps us up, if you can believe it. I only went through like 300 manga in 40 minutes. Wow, I really need to stop making my videos so long. I don't know how I keep doing that. I moved my mic out of the way a little bit. Hopefully my volume is still okay. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's haul, and maybe you'll click on down below the little sponsor down. I can get more boxes. But yes, that is all for today.